That's that OEM block stick. What are you talking about, nigga? Man, here we go. Monday. Um, I'm gonna get right into it with this one because I had to come to terms with two different things in this realization in myself recently, especially over this weekend. Number one, I tried to shake and juke all of the divisions in society that take us out of the real reality and place us into this circumstantial game of division between us as human beings, meaning our gender, sex, orientation, political bullshit that they do, the racial shit which stands out to everybody. Everybody understand that globally, and we all suffer from it. Cambodians are not looked at as being the pretty Asians. They're the darker ones. They get the flatter faces and the wider noses, and they get all of the racism from other Asians over there. That's weird as fuck. Like humanity, y'all some weirdos, bro. That these kind of tribalistic things can survive. I know it's primitive and driven into us to be kind of tribalistic. There's no need in denying that. I'm going to pay credit where it's due. In weighing these things out, this is how you get to the best conclusion. This is how you get to the bottom line of things. Humanity has a problem with this shit, not just black and white. People in this country especially see black and white, and y'all don't consider how widespread globally that kind of a train of thought is and what it actually does to people, not just between black and white people. Like, man, I think overall, I think the average person has so much on their plate as far as grown up real life responsibilities and obligations to understand the fucking world that you're in and try to maneuver the best way you can, creating as less damage as possible and spreading as much love as possible. That's what we should be doing, but that's a lot for the average fucking person, because a lot of y'all are like so narrow-minded and you got tunnel vision on certain things. I talk to some fucking racists online, some prejudice. I say prejudice because there's a difference. I talk to these fucking prejudiced people online in this particular post on Instagram, and the conversation was interesting as fuck, man, because I realized very much like a child, maybe in its around that coming of age time in their life. Like imagine a 13 or 14-year-old feeling justified in disagreeing with their parents, and they think that they really have a logical and justified reason to stand 10 toes down in opposition to their parents about whatever topic you could think of. Imagine that kid feeling like that and still being fucking wrong. That's how I feel like I was talking to these prejudiced people online this weekend. Well, before I get into that, let me see who's in the chats. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chats to be here to check it out. Listen to me talk my shit. Honestly, for real, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think there's like, it's a humble thing. It's not an ego thing. But what it is that's inside of me that allows me to laser focus on as much of the details and topics that I can possibly try to contribute to my train of thought. And then explaining inside my own head what those details mean in the harshest way I can possibly say them while still not exaggerating or lying. Giving it all of the negative energy that it could possibly provide for me, so I can see what it is that I'm even risking in certain lines of thinking, man. And I don't know, man. I think more people need to apply the way I think to their things so they can find their own path, of course. But I see absolutely nothing wrong in the way that I approach these things, man, because I think that I'm kind of right, objectively right about almost everything that I say. I really think that I am. And I mean that to say that understanding of how to even approach things is out here for everybody. When you don't also find it, I'm disappointed. Not saying that I'm better than you, but I think that you better than what you giving yourself credit for. I think a lot of y'all can stand tall, brush all the bullshit aside, look at the things that you pretend to care about the most in the world, and then say to yourself, that no foolery, fuckery, misinformation, or emotional tugging on who you are is going to sway what you're going to find in searching for the absolute fucking truth about what's going on, because it is that serious. And if people do that, they can look at something like racism and say, or even being prejudiced, and then say to themselves that there's no fucking way in hell that all white people are really racist and some of them are just good at hiding it. And when a white woman wants a black woman, she is fantasizing this dude. She don't really love him like that. Like, I hear all of these extreme weird things coming from the quote-unquote black community, and I'm like, you can't honestly believe that, can you? I understand you upset about the racism and shit like that, but what you're saying right now is way too far. You know that's not true. And they know that it's not true because they can say to me, might even consider me to be that a black man in all of his blackness, in all of his quote-unquote royalty, in his blackness, can still fall short of whatever the fuck that is, that he will not accept the racial divide, and he happily intermingles with other races as if they are fucking niggas themselves. He just goes, he loves everybody. This is one of them quote-unquote, whatever the fuck you want to call that. A nigga who not black power enough for the black power people. They can see that and realize, oh, the attempts to divide you and make you choose sides in this fucking racial battle that we're in won't allow you to side with your own fucking people, no matter how knowledgeable we are when we speak to you, my black brother. They can do all of that shit and realize that something's just not clicking to make me get on that. Oh, white people is the fucking devil. Ooh, black power. When I won't do that like that, they say, it don't work on everybody. Then I say, it don't work on all the white people either. Some of them don't want to align with their race just because of the race, to act like they are superior or need to gain control of the world because no one else of no fucking racial tone whatsoever outside of theirs is ever going to be any good to the fucking planet because they're animals. Come on, you know goddamn fucking well. That line of thinking has not penetrated the minds and hearts of every white person, and you know it, because every black person can't be swayed in your direction. All that shit is wishy-washy. In understanding that in and of itself, you gotta loosen your grip on this very strong, dominant black power shit that some black people do. Because you got to know that some white folks don't want no smoke with you. They don't want to teach their kids that this is something that they need to take on in their lives that's going to create the potential for violence and danger, and that they should just accept that because it's all worth it. What you think white people everywhere is telling their kids, yeah, engage in this battle in your life because it's worth it. Fuck these niggas. Man, come on, bro. All white people are really saying that to themselves and to their kids in the shadows. How did this white boy that sit next to me in these elementary schools get the real truth of who I am when he's sitting here being lied, sitting right next to me in these fucking public schools, man? After school, they told him the truth of who he was so that he knew that. While we didn't, untrue. Stop it. Stop the madness. Because something like that, these divides, that and others, makes us susceptible to a bigger control that we are all growing further and further aware into the awareness of. That you got to then look at the racism and go, if there's any battle to be had in this racism or prejudice that we have in this country against each other, black and white specifically, or anybody else at all, if there's any power in this, we'll come back to this later. In the meantime, something bigger is going on. I think us doing this is giving them more angles to fucking fuck with us on a bigger scale, because they're up on the top of the mountain saying, fuck all y'all. The system does say, fuck you niggas. But it says fuck everybody. I've said this before. Well, how I say it? The system says fuck all of y'all. But then it says fuck you niggas twice. It does that. It especially likes us because it needs us to be the brunt of the fucking racial joke, because somebody has to take the fucking inferior anger. Somebody's got to be the underdog. And who better to make the underdog is the fucking people who you got to beat them out of their awareness of who they are, when in reality, who we really, really are the ones who should have been in control of and managing the Earth's greatest resources, because those greatest resources happen to be where the fuck we are indigenous to. It's about the resources and the control of the world. You can mark who the fuck should be standing up to take their shit back by their skin tone, because it's not about nothing else but us should have been the ones to manage the resources and shit. Come on, man. That's what it is. This has always been about resources, money, and control over the fucking people. All that racial shit is weird to me. That makes me feel like on either side, black or white, that you don't understand what's really going on in the world. That you understand these fucking families. If you understand gematria, if you know who the Jesuits are, then you will say, oh no, in order for these motherfuckers at the tip top of this shit, the ones that gave you your Gregorian calendar in your English language, when these motherfuckers do what they do, they have to say fuck everybody, black, white, or whatever, if you ain't one of us, in order for them to get what it is that they have and what it is that they're doing to the earth. Once you understand it, you go, oh, the racial divide is for us for sure. Because they fuck up a lot of white folks too. Example. That's out here for anybody to get that if you taste sincerely what it is that you're trying to describe about the fucking world, you will realize that the racial divide can't be what the fuck it is that you focus on. It cannot be, and it's telling you all the fucking time that there's something in the upper echelon of thinking and social engineering that's going on beyond the racial divide, that must be a distraction, a fucking good one. Because it really feels like on both sides, something needs to be discussed. But even then, man, damn, it's a distraction. That shit should have never happened. It's all circumstantial. What would be the beef just in the bearing of the fucking difference of the skin tones? If the slavery thing never actually happened, and it didn't just happen here, just to black people. It's always been a thing around the world because they used the slavery to make this fucking shit work. You're a cash fucking cow on a tax farm, and you don't understand that slavery is slavery because you're one of them. Because of that dollar. And that means everybody. Boom. Where did that racial divide go when you look at what the fuck doing to you in that American dollar and how nobody's exempt because they're white? That shit is fucking this shit up and y'all don't even know it. You don't even understand how money works, how fractional banking works, who the fucking Federal Reserve is. They ain't federal. If you look at that and they go, yeah, y'all fuck the fuck out of everybody, don't y'all? The racial divide is beneath that. It's a subcategory in the fucking control. The racial divide is down here. The most potent pain is in the fucking money, in the media, in the politics, the military-industrial complex. Look at what that does to people and who is affected. You'll realize that nobody's exempt. You all get fucked up. This fucking same government has been throwing niggas in the jail for the fucking crack shit, the fucking Bay of Pigs thing, the fucking Contra thing, Ricky Ross, the CIA's involvement, all of that shit. Look at what all of that trickled into, right? The degradation of the black family, they did that on purpose. The music was intended to do what it does, they did that on purpose. This is the shit that a white person, if they fucking knew it, I don't give a fuck how you feel about niggas. Don't you know that there's a big social power over us attempting to manipulate us first into something so that you can have the expected reaction of forcing the separation between us as black and white men? That's been engineered, you asshole. And if you knew that, okay, how you feel about niggas? You gotta be like, somebody's playing a game to get me to not like you. And I don't care how scared I am of you when I see you on the streets. It's already too late if I have the knowledge of what's going on. Somebody's doing that to you with intentions to socially engineer something so that I feel some way about you. And once I know that, you gotta start beginning to cut some slack about how you feel about niggas. As if we are the source of all of the fucking violence. 65% of the gun deaths in this fucking country are self-checkouts, not niggas. Killing niggas. And we never do that to each other because we are black. Black is an issue to the people outside of it. Two niggas get into it, they're not thinking, yeah, I like fighting other black men. They thinking, nigga, you robbed me. Because we're both in a state of desperation. And it brought you to rob me. Now I'm gonna do this to you. And if I see you in a club, I'm gonna do that to you. You try to play me. It be about that. Niggas don't be killing niggas because we're niggas. What the fuck is wrong with the world where you gotta explain that to people to get them to stop trying to put what we might do to each other, but to even agree that there's an each other means that we are divided. You accept the division as soon as you start talking in that way about these things. Well, this is two people where one person tried to play another person, and then it boiled into something. He saw this nigga in the grocery store or at a gas station or at a club. You can't fight all the time because as soon as one nigga pull a gun, everybody think that who they fucking with when they talking tough might also bring a gun. So then you try to get ahead of the curve by bringing your fucking gun. That seems to That shit seems natural as fuck to me, because I ain't in the fucking game. But you know what I do? Everywhere I go, I bring the gun, just in case somebody won't smoke. I don't know how far you want to go. I want to go to the highest level that you might want to go, so I can match you if you go there. That's all that is, and that's natural. Stop blaming these game bangers who get into this shit, that they are fucking barbaric animals, while at the same time, at the same age, y'all are recruiting all of these fucking white boys to make them think that in their family tradition and in the spirit of the American tradition, they should consider enlisting on being teenage killers in a foreign fucking country, shooting guns that they cannot even fucking touch or fucking fire in their own fucking country. But over there, they will pass it to you with smiles on their faces, expecting for you not to even fucking survive. Maybe. This is what y'all do to all the fucking white boys. The same system is hoping and expecting for young people to sacrifice their young energy to power the military-industrial complex and the military-industrial complex, and they don't give a fuck what racial color combination you do it in. Just find one. I win. Cracking their fucking code. Now stop falling for that racial divide. They really don't give a fuck about none of y'all. It's about the upper echelons in this motherfucker, and it's all about them and nobody else. Bloodlines and Jesuit oaths of office and all type of shit. That's what they really care about. And when you know that that's there, I don't know how you can let the racial divide fucking get you. How does it still get you? That's how I know if it got you, you don't know enough about how the world works. Because you've been duped. And you won't even shut the fuck up to let me tell you that you've been duped. Think bigger than that. God damn. You gotta ask people to think bigger. People are fucking perfectly fine capping their fucking knowledge and train of thought with whatever the fuck Tucker Carlson told you to do. Whatever your favorite candidate told you to be scared of, and that he's going to fix that they don't fix. They fix what they want to fix. They fix whatever it takes for them to get in better position, to get a fucking better chokehold on your ass. They got you with a guillotine right now, and you don't know it. And when I say SOS, sound the alarm, something bigger is going on. Man, look, man. God fucking damn, do I gotta tell people that there's something bigger than this racial divide? That we need to look beyond that? Do I really gotta tell people that? Or why can't people look around and say there's definitely something more important to focus on when trying to save my own personal energy and clear the path of my soul's journey, so I can better embrace this experience, so I can get the most out of it, because something is so fucked up right now, it's spoiling the party, bro. Like, this shit is spoiling the party, and we need to, like, stop trying to indulge so much in the inner peace and the fucking party within, that you clear the path out here a little bit so that other people can join you in your meditations and spiritual awareness practices. And then when you also do that, you also do that more deeply and more peacefully, because you don't have to be snapped out of your meditation because there's gunfire, there's sirens, there's fucking babies crying, you motherfuckers. Damn, somebody has to fucking bring the broom to sweep the path, bruh. Y'all are weird to me. Then I gotta tell y'all to shut the fuck up about using race as a reason to distrust or dislike or downright hate or mock the entire existence of another fucking person because their meat suit has brown skin on it. It sounds so childish when you say it in the harshest way possible without actually exaggerating or making things up. When you say it like that and you go, it's still true, and I made it hurt, I made it sound crazy, but not an ounce of fucking cap in it. It's all still true. Then I go, well, then that's the potential pain that this shit has to offer you, and you should address it at the utmost so that you can protect yourself, because who knows what life will give you. Life might give you a World War III right now because we have allowed corrupt governments to tax us all, enslave us all, their own people first, and then they branch out and do the rest of the world later. What country could ever seek to dominate another country until he feels that he has sufficiently dominated his own country? You need organization, togetherness, the taxation, you need the resources, you need compliance from your own people to not get in your fucking way at all, political uprisings and all that. You got to really stifle the spirit of the people that want to be free in order for you to even venture out. So as soon as I see a country look out and go, who the fuck won't smoke? We'll come take your shit. Then I go, you've already fucking dominated your own people in some way, shape, or form. Mentally, physically, probably both, because you always need both. Wherever there's an attempt to mentally or even coerce you, to mentally subdue you or coerce you into any kind of government contract or business or relationship, there's also the threat that if you don't comply with that offer, that it could cost you your life, and that it's not an exaggeration. You just got to see where their hotspot is and how far you need to push any particular issue whatsoever, in the direction of defiance once they are on your ass, and then you can see what happens. Almost all of it will lead to you in a fight for your life against one of them, and they'll kamikaze crash the fuck out and risk their own lives for a policy. And that's what law enforcement does, and y'all like them. And I think that's weird that y'all even like them, because when you say it as harshly as you possibly can, but you know it ain't no cap in your rap, then you say this is what it is that we are actually dealing with. It at least has the potential to be this painful, and we should always keep eye on it. They do that with you. You get caught drunk driving, they consider the pain of what you could possibly do to yourself and somebody else, some innocent body, if you were to pursue your life in that way, that drinking and driving is just fucking okay to you. Like, you do it often. They catch you and you ain't hurt nobody, they see all of the potential of you hurting somebody, then they treat you like that. Y'all don't see government to go, the potential that y'all have on the world could actually end the world. It could end humanity. You guys have enough energy behind you that you can fuck up. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Consciousness and reality is this matrix that we're in, this simulation that I think that it is that we're in. The actual material of the nature, whatever this is, whatever I'm in, whatever this observer is inside of me, whatever I would call that, spirit, your soul, whatever. If those two things are different, hey, that's debatable. They're different words. You could be taking a different angle on what this is. The observer, I'll call it that. Whatever that is. It's such a powerful and mysterious thing. Think about yourself, your own consciousness, just being alive in general. I think that's a powerful thing, man. And I think it's awesome. And it's hypnotic, and it's addictive. And you know, I'll go into another video some other time talking about the science and Hermeticism, and what Hermeticism says about the nature of reality and how beautiful I think that all is. And once you understand it, and once you seek it, and you find anything at all that's tantalizing to your soul's journey, whatever fucking floats your boat, right? When you find that religion or whatever, I don't care what it is, but whenever it is that you find it, what it should do is put so much appreciation inside yourself. This is you thanking your God. I think that's an inward appreciation that you show yourself, to try to respect your own consciousness, your own life, your own soul's journey, whatever that is. If you do that in the proper way, you will automatically know that what you need to do when you like eyes, you recognize that they're going through the same thing you're going through. We're trying to understand what the fuck all this is, and they might also think that it's beautiful, and they do deserve to think that sometimes it's ugly and they don't like it, but you can't be of any influence to them where you take that from them, as in other words, taking a human life. You should look at another human being and say, you should be free to fucking figure out what it is that we're here doing, man, because it appears to be very temporary and short, and scary sometimes. And I want you to be left alone, bro. I'm not gonna be the one to hurt you. I want to be left alone too, man. Figure this shit out, bro. It's funny to you, scary to you, it's weird, ain't it? What's your name? Like, you should interact with human beings like this. Like, I interact like someone who was just born like yesterday, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened to me and how am I here like this. Some of y'all have lost track of that. You're born, you grow up, you go through your childhood trauma, which a lot of y'all are going through. Let's be real about that shit. That's where these 65% of these fucking gun deaths are checkouts. Childhood trauma. There's something wrong here. The way a world like this treats children is the reason why it's fucked up right now. That's part of it. And not just in the fact that children are vulnerable. I think that it takes beating this shit out of someone's childhood to be sure that when they grow up to be a grown-ass fucking man, that they don't fight for so much freedom and truth that they're willing to stand with anybody else who's willing to take a peek behind the veil with them, to stand up to the bully and say, I want to go to the tip top of what the biggest fucking topic of conversation we could possibly be talking about on planet Earth. We're going to go there and not this other shit that y'all spoon feed us. and then say, let's talk about all of that and what that means and what needs to be done. And that means that the world is being controlled, if God is real or not, if this is Satan's land, whatever all of that is needs to be the loudest conversation. We need to be addressing all of the fucking powerful people who can tell us what that is, because we're all involved in something. And not all of us are playing the game, though. Some of us are playing the game while the others don't realize that you're in the game. And that's the easiest way to fight somebody, is when they don't know that they're fighting. If I got my hands up and I'm gonna throw a punch and you got your hands in your pocket, who's gonna win that fight? I'm probably gonna win that fight, bro. Good fucking luck, asshole. That's how they got you. Whistling Dixie with your hands in your pockets. And these motherfuckers are in a full fucking sprint. They've been training, hitting the bag, hitting the gym, getting their protein up, ready to fuck you up. And you ain't even in fighting shape. And all you have to do is just tell yourself that the world is obviously bigger than you. Things get crazy and dangerous. Look at the power that government is even demanding by even trying to describe themselves or attribute these qualities to themselves, that they even paint over the earth. Look at the authority and the potential for either salvation, which I don't believe they ever intended any of that, or the fucking pain and the damage and the death. And I do believe they intend all of that. More than 260-some million fucking people have died by the hands of their own governments outside of any declared war. It's called democide. And that's in the past 100 years. That's a lot of people dying by the hands of their own fucking government. And nobody's even at war when this shit happens in this way like that. Huh. And y'all want to talk to me about the length of the barrel on my gun, and y'all detonating these bombs and testing. How much did the test cost? Where you get the money from? The people that you're enslaving, because we're all slaves. You see how this shit keep on coming all the way back, and I don't know how a racial divide, man, could ever sustain itself this long, when all you motherfuckers out there trying to act all virtuous, smart, and tough about all of the wrong shit, because y'all really some dumb pussies. That's why I feel the world is completely populated with mostly dumb pussies, or dumb strong motherfuckers. Like I seen a video this morning, this military guy, a Marine, tough dude. He looks tough. Square ass head, fucking broad shoulders. You can tell he works out. Telling stories about his military service. Sounds like some dangerous, scary shit. He talked about being desensitized and how crazy the shit got. And he sounded like he was really expressing a story that he wanted people to hear and feel the shock and awe of how traumatizing something like military service actually is to himself, and what he ended up doing to other human beings, man. How he just like, wow, this is crazy. He used to be an innocent kid, man, and look at what it is that they turned him into. And they didn't wait until he was 28 years old and building a mind of his own. They took advantage of a kid who needed college money or some shit like that, just like a lot of these young drug dealers. They just want to survive and feed their fucking family, maybe have a few little things and be flash and feel not so fucking poor. These two dynamics are very similar to me. I don't understand why y'all draw a racial line between these two paths in life and act like they're so damn different. Because to me, I think a kid who says, my brother was killed and the killer never got caught, he beat the case on a technicality or some shit like that. Because in Chicago, for example, the chances of you getting away with murder is like 45% or something like that. You get an almost half chance, or maybe even greater, I don't know. But I remember thinking, damn, 50%? So I'm thinking it might have been less than that, 45% chance of getting away with murder. And this happens sometimes when the killer's still on the loose and people talking tough, and people just expect that this is what it's going to be, that you can't get into a fight without getting jumped by multiple people, and hands and feet kill more people than AR-15. So don't fucking talk shit to me about hands and feet or guns or gun rights or who can have a gun or none of that shit. Shut the fuck up, ATF. All of you motherfuckers, shut the fuck up about the guns. It's just going to be, Chicago is telling you that it's just going to be what it's going to be. But when all of that happens to a young man and he is scared for his life and he's feeling a bit vengeful, which is expected. Cops do that shit right in front of you. They rage kill people. If you hurt a cop, good luck. So especially if you hurt him to the fucking dirt, yeah, okay. Good luck surviving to your court date. You're gonna piss a lot of cops off, and then they're gonna act like the grudge in the streets, the gang banger. lost his brother, and now these niggas still sliding, coming around. His cousin got shot at last week by the same guys that killed his cousin last summer and got away with it. You think this kid is not going to carry a gun and he's going to wait to ask your permission, or he's going to want to be virtuous and say, I will not pick up that gun? He's going to pick up the gun if he's scared. He definitely going to pick it up if he's scared and he's feeling a little bit of fucking vengeance in his heart about his dead brother. That's way more understandable than, yo, man, I want to go to college and my grandpa was in the military. I'm going to join this military and I'm going to go over here and come back with these stories like this fucking Marine was saying in this fucking YouTube short that I seen today. These horrible things that he saw when he got over there in the Middle East. Y'all are going to shut the fuck up talking to me about all of this shit. Stop dissing niggas for being niggas. You got to understand the fucking social environment of what the fuck is going on and ask yourself, do you agree with any of their actions at all? Ask him how the fuck did he get this way? And see at any point you agree with any of his actions at all. At all. Can you understand it all? Fuck, and I'm not cutting no slack for no gangbangers in the streets. I think that's wasted warrior energy. I wish those little niggas willing to crash out like that will understand the world the way I do and go, I die behind this shit. That'd be a beautiful sight to see. A whole bunch of young ass niggas trying to get very adamant about understanding the world and being willing to smoke anybody about that shit. That they don't want that. They don't want those things to mix like that. If you got that warrior spirit, they say be one of us, join this military or this law enforcement agency. Do one of those things with that energy and nothing else. Don't fight us. If you fight each other, we'll come get whoever survives. Fuck you niggas. And then they told the same niggas that they threw in prison for all this crack and shit, they told the same niggas that shit all this time, right? You know what they told millions of white fucking gun boys in this country, good old American gun boys in this country? You know what they told them? The ATF just told them, and they're still telling them, that they deserve to be in prison for 10 years with a $250,000 fine because their AR barrels are a little too short, and that makes them dangerous and worthy of all of the smoke that come along with that, including the $250,000 fine. They deserve to have to pay that because of the length of their barrel. The time in prison, the 10 years in prison, I think for every rifle too, I think is what they mean. This is some heavy time, right? This is what the U.S. racist government just fucking said to millions of good old American white boys that love them fucking guns so much, since y'all think guns and gun loving and gun collecting is the white boy thing. They got y'all divided in such a way that niggas will gun control themselves when they keep themselves out of the fucking gun community. And then also thinking, yeah, let's get some gun control, because all these white boys with these guns, they really just closet racists who just really want to crack shit off and shoot a bunch of niggas. And this is what they got niggas thinking, so that y'all help them support. Oh my God, so they can help y'all, so you can help them support gun control by taking yourself out of the fight altogether because you don't want no gun. Because you don't want to be seen as a black man with a gun. Because niggas with guns just kill other niggas. Why would you want one? They want you to feel like that so that you gun control your damn self. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. All you got to do is just refuse to be lied to or played. And if you can tell the story and go, ooh, they was trying to give me anything like that, but this is what these are the things that I risk when giving in to this train of thought like that. These are the things that I give up, or that they gain control over me when I think like that. Who's telling me anything like that? All the ones who can benefit from gaining control over me. And these line of events that lead to this. This is the conclusion. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for the controlling agents? Wow, well then I don't want to take that path at all, bro. What's in this path? The racial divide? I'm not taking that path, bro. I know what you're going to do with that. Gun control? Don't talk to me about that gun control. I know what you're going to do with that. Oh, y'all running this Hollywood. What y'all doing with the kids? What y'all do to these celebrities? Oh, yeah, I don't want none of that Hollywood. I want to be a film writing director. I want to take off to move to fucking LA after I graduated college with this digital film degree to be a filmmaker. I'm glad I never did that shit. You know what happened instead? A custody battle over my son, because my son's mother was trying to fucking stop my life from progressing. She put the fucking clamps on me about my son. I couldn't leave Iowa to run to California to chase my dreams and leave my son behind with his crazy mother, who would never let me see my son from that distance while I was chasing my dreams. She didn't want my son to have nothing to do with that. She wanted to separate us before that happened. So they looked like I went on to live my life without my son, and I couldn't do that. I stayed here, engaged in a custody battle. The custody battle led to a peek behind the veil in a fucking custody battle, all in court, revealed to me that the birth certificate is a contract for you to give your living, breathing child over to the state. Your child is a ward of the state because of the birth certificate. Print it on bond paper and measured against the national debt, which is the financial system and the fractional banking and all that, blah, 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 blah. It opened my mind to all of that. And I went, oh my God. Baby mama just woke me up with this bullshit. Look how fate will fucking sway the path. Instead of going to fucking Hollywood, this bitch anchored me down here to my son so that I can discover that the system believed that they owned my son, and that's why I was in debate on the losing side of a custody battle that I should have won in a landslide day one, because the system isn't geared to protect me in that way. They're doing something else, and I discovered that, and that's what woke me up. Trade Vietnam, fuck y'all. RPM trade Vietnam in this bitch. Wu Bang, get a gun. Tell the government, tell gangbangers, tell racists. You don't care who they is. If their objective is to do something to you, if the end goal is to fucking end you, they all get the same fucking bang bang, and it don't matter what reason they brought to you. None of it will matter. You all get that. So what do I care about what you call yourself when you get here? What you come here for? Oh, for that shit? Well, then you get this. And I don't give a fuck if you black. I'm not going to cut you no slack because you black. I'll gun you down if you attempt to hurt me in ways that make me righteous in gunning you down. That's exactly what's going to happen. That goes for all of you, man. White, Mexican, Cuban, Haitian. I don't give a fuck who you are. What are you trying to do to me? Here I come. Fuck out of here. That's it. That's super simple. Super simple. Don't understand what the big deal is about me saying that. Is there somehow I said something wrong or I'm talking tough or none of that? That's just what I expect from any man. I see other men exercising their lives in that way, and it works well for them. It gives them a fighting chance to keep a bully off their ass, because the bully can't be the only fucking tough guy in the fight. You'll lose then. You got to be tough and defensive as well. And who else can expect anything less than that, man? If you're not doing at least that, I think you're kind of a coward, man, that you won't even take on a defensive position of your own life and your family, and then the world at large. Really, it's supposed to go that far. I'm not capping that energy that I have to protecting myself and protecting my kids and protecting my family. I beam that shit outward into the fucking world, period. All bullies should be fucking challenged and then put in the fucking dirt. And it's worth going that far about all of them, about everything, and put everything else aside until we get some real peace around this bitch. Somebody here fucking it up and they gotta go. And I don't care who it is or what they call themselves. None of that matters. We all know it's fucked up. Find out who it is and then make them stop. Period. You can't care about who they are when you look at them and go, oh, it's you guys? Oh, you got it, bro. No one's got it. They should get it, though. That's what's supposed to happen. Stop the bully. Stop the bully. Is that wrong for me to say that? Okay, then. Find the bully, the biggest bully, get him out of here. Boo bang.